Guys, I genuinely did not see this coming. I have to be honest. I was sitting on my couch watching the screen, and the moment I saw this setup with the poison drink, I knew something was horribly, terribly wrong. My heart was pounding out of my chest, and I was literally yelling at my television. We are all sitting here completely convinced that the target of this poisoning is Brennan. The show wants us to believe it is Brennan. The editing, the suspense, the musical cues, everything is pointing us in that direction. But that changed everything for me. I am literally vibrating with nervous energy because I am looking at Ava, I am looking at the glass, and it suddenly hit me like a freight train. It is not Brennan. It is Drew. I am screaming because the absolute betrayal that is brewing right in front of our eyes is too much to handle. I wasn't ready for that. I genuinely wasn't expecting that level of deception, even for Port Charles. My mind is completely blown, and I am still shaking just thinking about the massive implications this is going to have on the entire canvas of the show. Let me explain exactly why this realization is hitting me so incredibly hard. We have been watching Drew and Ava operate in the shadows for weeks as these secret, unlikely allies. They have this twisted, toxic partnership built on a mutual, burning desire to completely obliterate Sunny. Drew wants Sunny out of the picture, so Sunny cannot interfere with the massive Sidwell asset auction. Drew is playing this high-stakes, corporate, and criminal chess game, and he thinks he is the absolute smartest guy in the room. And then there is Ava. We all know Ava's history. We know exactly what she is capable of when she is backed into a corner, especially when it comes to her children. She is desperate, absolutely starving for full custody of Avery. The setup was perfect. If Sunny goes down, Ava gets Avery. It made so much sense for them to team up. It felt like a match made in villain heaven. And then the Brennan factor comes into play, which is why we were all so easily fooled. Drew is terrified of the evidence Brennan is holding regarding his crimes and Willow's crimes. We know Drew wants to break into Brennan's office, destroy the evidence of his own guilt, and then take the evidence against Willow to expose her. When he achieves that, Drew can throw Willow into prison without fearing that his own dark past will be dragged into the light. It makes perfect, logical sense that Ava would assist Drew in this endeavor by slipping a drug into Brennan's drink, keeping Brennan unconscious so he cannot catch Drew breaking into his office. We have seen the show point us exactly in this direction, feeding us the narrative that Brennan is the ultimate victim here. But that is exactly why this hit so hard. The expectation is being entirely shattered into a million pieces. The moment you realize Ava is holding that poison and her true target is not Brennan, but Drew, the entire history of these characters flashes before your eyes. Drew's arrogance has completely blinded him. He actually believes he can trust Ava. He thinks he has tamed the most dangerous, unpredictable woman in Port Charles. Watching his hubris is like watching a catastrophic car crash in slow motion. You can see the impact coming. You know it is going to be devastating, and you absolutely cannot look away. It shatters everything we thought we knew about their alliance. I love this storyline. I really do. I love the dark psychological warfare. I love seeing these characters pushed to their absolute moral limits, where right and wrong completely blur into this gray area of survival and ambition. The idea of Ava flipping the script and poisoning her own ally is top-tier soap opera drama. It is exactly the kind of ruthless, jaw-dropping twist that made me fall in love with this show in the first place. The sheer audacity of Ava smiling in Drew's face while plotting his downfall is cinematic perfection. But something still bothers me. I am so incredibly frustrated by how naive Drew is being written in this specific dynamic. I mean, come on. This is Ava. How many times have we seen her turn on her allies when a better deal comes along? I am sitting here pulling my hair out because Drew is supposed to be this hardened, tactical guy, especially after his time in prison and his recent descent into the dark side. Yet, he is leaving himself completely vulnerable around a woman who literally has a PhD in betrayal. It is infuriating I love the drama, but I hate feeling like a character is being dumbed down just to make the plot work. It makes me want to jump through the screen and shake him until he wakes up and realizes who he is dealing with. I understand why Ava is doing this. I really do. If you ask me, a mother's desperation is the most dangerous weapon on earth. Ava wants Avery. She has been fighting this exhausting, soul-crushing battle against Sunny for years. Sunny has held that child over her head, using his power and his mob influence to keep Ava marginalized and terrified. If someone offers Ava a guaranteed path to her daughter, she is going to take it, and she is going to leave a trail of bodies in her wake without losing a single second of sleep. I get it. I judge her ruthlessness, but I cannot deny her maternal motivation. I still think that was a mistake for Drew to ever trust her. Maybe I'm being unfair, but Drew brought this entirely on himself. He thought he could use Ava as a pawn in his grand scheme to take down Sunny and manipulate Willow's life. He thought he was the ultimate puppet master pulling all the strings. But you do not play games with Ava unless you are willing to lose your life. Drew's descent into villainy has made him arrogant, and that arrogance is exactly what is going to get him poisoned. I judge his hubris so harshly because he used to be a character who valued loyalty, and now he is just another shark in the tank, completely unaware that a bigger shark is swimming right beneath him. And let's talk about the potential puppet masters behind Ava, because this is where my brain really starts to short circuit. If Alexis is the one who made a secret deal with Ava, I am going to lose my absolute. Alexis, the moral compass, the lawyer, making a literal deal with the devil to get full custody of Scout away from Drew. It is brilliant, but it is so deeply hypocritical. Alexis would be using her legal prowess to help Ava take Avery from Sunny, all in exchange for Ava poisoning Drew so Alexis can protect Scout from the monster Drew is becoming. It is a masterpiece of manipulation. I judge Alexis for crossing that ethical line, for stooping to the level of attempted murder by proxy. But as a grandmother fighting for Scout, it is a chillingly compelling narrative. Or worse, what if it is Sunny? What if Sunny figured out Drew and Ava's alliance and completely flipped Ava? Sunny is a mob boss. He knows exactly how to find a person's deepest weakness and exploit it. Offering Ava full custody of Avery in exchange for taking out Drew using Drew's own trust. It is diabolical. Sunny using Drew's most trusted secret ally to deliver the fatal blow is classic, ruthless Sunny. After the deed is done, Sunny could just voluntarily sign over his custody rights to Avery, freeing Ava from her endless nightmare while simultaneously eliminating Drew from the Sidwell auction equation. I judge Sunny's endless mafia tactics, but I cannot deny that the strategy is breathtakingly brilliant. It is a checkmate that Drew would never see coming. This is where I am completely torn, guys. This is the fan conflict that is keeping me awake at night. Part of me wants to believe that Ava is actually going to stay loyal to Drew and poison Brennan. I want to see that original plan play out because I desperately want to see Drew get into Brennan's office and find that evidence. I want the fallout of Willow's crimes being exposed to the entire town. I want the chaos of that specific storyline to explode because Willow needs to face the music, and Drew's cold, calculating destruction of his own wife is fascinating to watch. I want the satisfaction of seeing Brennan outsmarted just for the sheer shock value of it. Another part of me thinks the twist of Ava poisoning Drew is just too good to pass up. I honestly can't decide what I want more. If Ava poisons Drew, the betrayal is so deeply personal and visceral, it changes the entire landscape of Port Charles. It puts Alexis or Sunny in a position of ultimate power, and it leaves Drew completely devastated by his own blind hubris. I keep thinking about how satisfying it would be to watch Drew take a sip of that drink, realizing too late that the woman he thought was his weapon was actually his executioner. I am struggling so much with this internal debate. I hate seeing Sunny win again. I am so unbelievably tired of the mob boss always coming out on top, always outsmarting everyone, always having the upper hand. If Sunny is behind this poisoning plot, I will be furious because it feels repetitive. But at the same time, the poetic justice of Drew being taken down by his own secret ally is incredibly satisfying. Drew has become so unlikable, so manipulative, especially with how he is treating Willow and using people for the Sidwell auction. A part of me feels like he absolutely deserves to drink that poison and face the consequences of his dark turn. But then I think about Scout, and I feel terrible for her losing her father again. It is a massive emotional roller coaster, and I am just holding on for dear life, feeling every single bump and turn. My brain is running in a million different directions right now, and I just need to know I am not crazy. Am I the only one feeling this way? Am I the only one who looks at that glass of poisoned water and sees Drew's spectacular downfall instead of Brennan's? I cannot be the only person analyzing every single micro expression on Ava's face, waiting for the mask to slip. Guys, what do you think? Is Ava really going to poison Brennan to help Drew secure that evidence, or is she about to stab Drew in the back for the sake of finally getting Avery? And if she is turning on Drew, who is pulling her strings in the shadows? Is it Alexis fighting a dirty war to protect Scout, or is it Sonny playing 4D chess to eliminate his rivals? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I am reading way too much into the tension in these scenes, but I can't help feeling that a massive, landscape-altering betrayal is about to happen. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me your theories, because I need to talk about this before the next episode airs, and my heart completely gives out.
Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the GH Spoilers Daily channel.